they will know. Once they speak to you, they'll know that it was not you. So that will not reflect well on you. My essay was the most real part of me, and I just wrote down everything like it happened in my life. Let's go! Hi guys, welcome back to Jen Stories. I am Jen and I share videos on my life and my life stories. If you're watching me for the first time, please do hit the subscribe button so that you never miss out on my life stories. So in today's video, I am going to talk about MBA recommendation letters and also touch upon the essay section, which is a huge part of the application. So firstly, all of you loved my IIM MBA journey, which I shared a couple of weeks ago, and I'm so grateful that you liked the video and are also finding it helpful. It has been a very interesting and a very tiring journey also. So I'm so happy that you all could also relate to it and also find inspiration from it. That was the entire purpose, that it's always good to chase your dreams and never stop believing in them. Two main segments of your MBA application is the recommendation letters that you have to give and the essay. Okay, yeah, there are your scores, your GMAT score, your GRE score, your high school, college and everything, but those are there, those are done and dusted. You already have those scores with you, you already have given those exams. You cannot do much over there now, right? You just have to submit whatever is there, you cannot change it. But two things which are there in your hand right now, which you have the power to decide and write and change and edit, are these two things: your essay which you're going to write and the recommendation letters. Whom are you going to select as recommenders and what are they going to write about you? Okay, so firstly I'm going to talk about the recommendation letters. You are a pill, I swallow it, take me away. Mostly most colleges will ask for two recommendation letters from two people, and ideally they would encourage you to submit those two from your work place or somebody who can speak about your work abilities. They would not want your college teachers or your school teachers until and unless you do not have any work experience, and obviously you will want to submit teachers only because who else is there. But even then, if you have done an internship and if you have somebody from your workspace who can talk about it, so they would like to focus on that and make it very recent. You should not give a recommendation from a person who knew you 10 years ago, because obviously again that does not make sense, right? Because you change every day, you change every year. Somebody knowing you 10 years ago versus somebody knowing you in the last 6 months, there has been a lot of difference, and they want to know what you are like now and not what you were 10 years ago. Okay, so this is going to be the general norm. Some are going to focus on either on just one recommendation, some two, some three, but ideally two is the sweet spot. Most of them are going to ask for two. For me, two letters which were required. Okay, so now who are you going to select as the people who are going to give you those recommendations? So the rule of thumb is, which you mostly already know, is to always select people who you know are going to talk well about you. Even if you have the slightest doubt that this person might not say the right things, then just avoid using that person, because even that one word, one line which might come off as ambiguous or negative can break your application and your chances of getting into a coveted school, right? So always make sure that you know that this person will speak well about you and your abilities, and only then proceed with that person. Okay, it is the best to choose someone with a good designation currently, and in the workspace that you were working in. So for example, you were working in XYZ place, and you have two people who know that you have worked in such some project, and they have seen you, they might have worked with you, they might have mentored you, or you might have reported to them, and they have a good title, maybe a manager, director, or vice president, anything, and maybe a consultant. And these people should ideally be senior to you, okay, so that they can talk well and make sense when they're talking. So if there is a choice which you have to make, always choose the person with a better designation, mostly senior to you, okay, and somebody who you are 150% sure is going to talk good, okay. Always it's good to give them a few pointers what they can talk about. Maybe talk about this, maybe you have worked in 5 projects, okay, you can probably just highlight 2 out of them which you thought were the best, and maybe just give a few 3 to 4 lines to them that you achieved this in this project, and just give them a rough outline so that they recall, because people usually work with multiple people over multiple days and different projects, so they might not remember exactly which project did you work on, what was the milestone, okay. So you can just give them a couple of pointers. They say this was done, and then they'll have it all fresh, and then they can write it about you, okay. But never write it for them, okay, because that's wrong, that's very unethical. Always let them write it. You can give them a rough outline or a rough idea and let them articulate it, let them write it. You just need to have a full confidence that they are the best people for you, and they are your cheerleaders, and they are not wearing any mask, okay. The next part is of your essay.
Colors fade my disbelief and make me forget my memory.
So we all have a lot of different ideas and a lot of butterflies in our stomach when you're writing that essay as to what exactly should I cover. And we also hire a lot of pro people to make that essay sound beautiful, edit it and all of that. I will tell you one thing very, very, very seriously, something that is 100% true, that you do not need any pro editor or anybody to write it for you or to give you any such gyan on what that essay should have. That is your essay, that is your life story, that is what you have done, what you have accomplished. Make it real, okay, make it you, let it reflect what you are, because believe me, whoever is reading it from the admissions committee knows that you're faking it or you're not, okay. They can see it, and if you have not written it, and tomorrow if they have an interview with you, they will know. Once they speak to you, they'll know that it was not you, so that will not reflect well on you. Always be ethical, always be honest, always be genuine. If your story has a couple of failures, so what, everybody has that, right? So my essay was the most real part of me, and I just wrote down everything like it happened in my life. The failures I've had, the subjects I hated in school or in college, the heartbreaks, professional heartbreaks, okay, not personal heartbreaks, professional heartbreaks I have had, things that did not go well for me. If you have had gap year, if you have taken sabbatical, anything, be real. You do not have to fake it, and the more real you are, the better you're going to be appreciated. So do not worry about things like how is it going to reflect on you, or how will that be taken as. Just do not worry about that, because the ones who are going to take you, if they appreciate you, if they respect your journey, they're going to take it, and if they do not, then you do not want to be in a place like that, okay. So what I'm going to tell you is, be real, be you. Whatever your story is, just write it down. How are you going to talk about your story to a friend? See, this is my story, I did this, then I didn't like the subject, but then I recovered from it somehow. I tried to do this and this to make sure that I start developing interest in it, but I did not. So I instead went on to maybe another subject, a different creative subject, and always highlight your learnings. So what did you learn from a failure? Okay, what did you learn from moving on to a different project if one didn't work out? What did you learn if you did take a gap year? What did you learn out of it? What did you do in it? Always highlight your learnings. Do not end anything on a negative note. Do not go in a negative direction. State your story, state your failures, state your journey, but always also give in a line saying this is what you learned from it. These are your takeaways from it, and this is how it makes you a better person. So state it like that, make it a structured format, and run a couple of proofreading tools like Grammarly to make sure that all the grammatical errors are taken care of, and just submit that essay. That's it. That's all that you have to do. Okay, so in my next video, I'm also going to talk about interviews, and we'll touch upon a couple of different segments like having a work experience before your MBA. Does it help? Does it not help? What are the subjects which I learned, which I had during my MBA, and a couple of more videos regarding this. So yeah, if you did like this video, I kept it very real, very short, and I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please do like this video, subscribe to my channel, comment below telling me how it was and what are you looking forward to next, and any other question that you have, I'm happy to answer. And please do let me know, and I'll see you again in my next video. Till then, take care. Love you all.
Rent a car you can't afford, put on